Welcome back to Brands Hatch, the Saker Sportscar Championship. You're looking at the 25 car, Rohier de Witt, who was pole position man and had a spin at Druids early on in the race. He's recovering and about to, or I thought he was about to put a manoeuvre on Evan Kersbergen. He's having a good race at the moment. Evan in 5th place. So this is a good recovery from Rohier. Let's see whether he can make the manoeuvre now. Very tricky, as we said, to overtake here on the Indy circuit at Brands Hatch. Evan is leaving half a gap open there. Problems for Jeroen van der Heuvel. We saw him involved in some scraps earlier on, and he pulls into pit lane. That looks slightly terminal, I think. Not good for him. Just past the halfway stage of the race. Rohier putting pressure on Evan Kersbergen at the moment. You can see a car or so's length ahead of them. In yellow is Rudolf Meyer, reigning champion, car number 1. And as we mentioned before the break, running in 3rd position in the current championship after 3 events of the 2012 campaign. This is a very well supported championship in Europe, very cost effective sports cars, latest technology, not too many electrics as we heard, and through upper position goes Rohier de Witt. Really a good recovery drive from him. Rudolf Meyer still running in 3rd place in yellow. Ahead of them, the open-bodied car of Paul Rose, who is clear. Laurens de Witt in 2nd position, car number 11, one of the white liveried cars. Haven't seen too much of him as we go back to Paul. There is Laurens in 2nd position. And you saw from the pose the car struck around clearways there. He's really on a mission, trying to close down on Paul Rose, who's starting now to get into backmarker territory. So this might upset the order just a little bit. We'll see how Paul can cope with the backmarkers, but it's plenty of space between the cars at the moment, so no such problems. So through they go. Rohier still with the possibility of a podium, and closing up the 57 car is Tom Franken, who finds himself a lap down now. Tom enjoying his race nonetheless, and that car standing in the way at the moment of Rohier de Witt. There he is, the 25 car. Well, makes light work of it, clothing up on Rudolf Meyer at the moment, so we're going to have a scrap for 3rd place off very shortly. This is it as they come into clearways. Let's see whether Clark Curve and Bradham Straight's going to afford anything. Rohier, the fastest man on track. This has been a very good recovery. The car's pretty evenly matched. We said that in the first part of this race. But Rohier really stamping on the gas now, an outside line. And is he going to better make this stick? This is for the Brave. Round the outside on the way into Paddock Hill Bend, using a little bit of runoff. That was a very good overtake and great respect between the two drivers. So up into 3rd place. A terrific recovery from Rohier. Up into 3rd position. Rudolf Meyer down into 4th. 5th position, still a scrap between Evan Kersbergen and Tim Wilden. But this race really turning out to be a good, and not really from Rohier's point of view after that spin, but it's a good recovery, and that's fantastic to see. We've seen some good overtaking from these boys. So through they go again, the 790 kilogram cars, wheelbase of 2.5 metres. Back to the front though, Paul Rose is still getting clear. 17 car, that's Paul Spencer in the Pro Sport LM3000 that we mentioned earlier on, running in the invitation class. Paul down in 8th place at the moment, and not too far shy of Rick van Geffen, who is in 7th position, but I think he's probably going to get away without being lapped in this race. But Paul Rose continues on his way. Oh, and a big moment off on the grass for Rick van Geffen. Spins it around. Luckily wasn't anybody behind him. No one collects him. Has a very quick look before he rejoins the circuit. So van Geffen down behind, as we said, Evan Kersbergen and Tim Wilden, and we go on board with Tim. So Rick's obviously lost ground on this scrap, which is for 5th position at the moment. Let's see whether Tim can close in. See, best time thus far of a 52nd lap. There'll be desperately trying to sort that one out. Tim, as we mentioned, you might remember from the early days of Palmer Audi, had the call after doing some track days from Dr. Palmer, who of course owns MSV and the Brands Hatch circuit, to go and race FPA. Did an autumn championship and a top pilot in the Fun Cup, and enjoying himself here in the Saker Sportscars. And Tim closes down on that fifth position car of Evan Kersbergen up into Druids. You can see a lot less gravel around the outside of Druids this year, and it's cut the number of stoppages that we have after, I was going to say first lap incidents, but it's cut a lot of incidents because of course not all of them happen on the first lap of any particular race. Tim puts his hand up to visor and tries to close in again. So into Surtees. Right-hander at McLaren continues round into clearways, and he really is closing up now. So Tim Wheeldon starting to put the pressure on. Tighter line here as they go through Clark Curve and onto the Brabham Straight. Wheeldon on the inside, challenge for 5th position. And is he through? We can't see the other car on the outside. Kersbergen is on the outside. Tim Wheeldon's got the manoeuvre complete, and it's Paul Rose though still in lead position after momentarily dropping back to 3rd place on the start. Finds himself in a good lead. He's 4 seconds clear at the moment of Laurens de Witt. He's pulled clear of Laurens for the last few laps, and he's on his way to what looks like it should be a win. There is Laurens de Witt in 2nd position, who's had a very good steady race. And when we get to chat to the drivers, as no doubt we will after the race, you'll see the very wide age span in the Formula, which is terrific. It's a real good mixture of youth and experience. Here we go, back on board with Paul. Nice calm poise from him as he comes up into Druids once again, and afford himself the odd look in the mirrors just to see where Laurens is. Laurens clear of Rahir de Witt, 9 seconds clear at the moment, so I don't think Laurens' 2nd position is under any doubt or under any threat at the moment, although as we've seen, these racing cars do bite from time to time, and it could be possible that we might still have an upset in terms of the podium positions. But Paul Rose driving absolutely superbly, having qualified in 2nd position, and he's the 2nd fastest man on circuit at the moment. Rahir de Witt still is there. Great inset shot of the look back from Paul Rose's car. Buzzes the pit wall onto the last lap. 1.2 miles of the Brands Hatch Indy circuit to go, and Paul on his home track effectively looking to take the win. Another quick glance in his mirror as he goes into the slowest part of the circuit, the right-hander at Druids, down Graham Hill into Graham Hill Bend, takes the apex. This is the point where we've had so much controversy on the exit of Graham Hill about drivers using too much of the runoff area. We haven't seen any driving standards problems in this race for sure, so hats off to all the Saker drivers for doing that. And we're going to follow Paul round out of clearways for the last lap. Very neat, very tidy. It's been an assured win for him, and there he is. He's happy about that. Paul Rose takes the checkered flag and wins the Saker race here at Brands Hatch. Laurens de Witt crosses the line in 2nd place, and actually not too far behind is Rahir de Witt in 3rd place.